Welcome to the entertainment segment of Impact. I'm John Russell Cring, independent filmmaker. And I have a very special guest with me today because he has dug the well that I draw from all the time as far as finding talent for the films that I make. And Mr. James Pentaudi, he is the owner and director and the star of Albany Talent, New York, a absolutely amazing talent agency right here in town. Not everybody may know about it, but pretty much if you want to work in this town in the arts, you're going to be going through Mr. James Pentaudi. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate it.
So you decided to open up a talent agency in upstate New York. When did this happen?
We're just starting into our fourth year.
Okay.
I lived up here for quite a while. I've been up here for about 8.5 years. And I do a lot of work around the country. I do a lot of training, I do a lot of seminars, I do a lot of photography. A lot of agencies bring me in to consult with me as to what they can do to be better. And it took me about 5.5 years to decide to open an office up here.
Okay.
Albany's a bit of a smaller area.
So you were basically,
Yeah.
you were just using this as your home base, and then you were touring out and basically doing all these seminars and training all these other agencies.
Yes. What brought me to the area was I purchased an old property that used to be a theater, but actually it used to be a church also. It was built in 1838, and I had just written my third musical when I saw this property, and the idea hit me of having my own place.
Right.
So I bought it, and that was where most of my efforts were in fixing the place up.
Right.
And I just saw such a desperate need in this area for an agency, because unfortunately when there's no agencies, a small group of people tend to do most of the work.
Right.
And they're all freelancing and not helping anybody else. And it's very hard for new people to get launched. So we've really been very successful at launching new faces into this market. And some of the experienced ones have been coming around to us. So
we're talking commercials, we're talking movies, we're talking print. I mean, pretty much you are one-stop shopping when it comes to the entertainment field.
yeah, we are a full-service model and actor management company,
Okay.
which means we book every kind of job that there is. You know, we have print work, we have a print division, we've got a runway division, we've got a division for talent, which would also include actors, singers, voiceover talent, and then we also do promotional modeling, trade shows, conventions, hostessing, receptionist. We represent some fabulous people.
Approximately how many people do you represent?
Oh, I'd say probably our talent rosters right now is about 300.
Right.
But I'd say probably 150 are very active with us.
Okay.
Yeah, which is actually very small for a market of this size. We need to grow. We need to add some new people. It's in a market like Albany, everybody's doing this as a part-time job.
Right.
It is not large enough to develop full-time actors, full-time models, unless your daddy owns an advertising agency.
Well, and also the fact that before an agency like yours, all of the work, people would have to go all the way down to New York City and then all of these people up here were not really getting an opportunity to work. They weren't getting an opportunity to really be seen.
Well, the biggest thing we need to do for Albany is we need to expand the market. We've got to get over into Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Western Pennsylvania. And so as a result, one of the things we're going to be doing is going through a name change. Albany Talent is for Albany, and that's fine, but we're also taking the name Agency New York, Agency NY,
Right.
and we'll be going through a slow transition. Eventually, by the year 2013, we will be Agency New York.
So, James, for those who don't understand exactly, what does a talent agency do for you? I mean, if you want to go out and you want to be an actor or a model or whatever, why do you need an agency?
Well, we actually wear three hats. We are both.
I'm actually wearing one right now.
I know. I'm very familiar with it. We are an agent, we are a manager, and we are also casting director. As an agent, we know how to book jobs. We know what the jobs are. We know what kinds of people can do those jobs. So we're able to shop for those types of people and encourage them to pursue this. When we know how to negotiate rates, we know how to collect, we know how to do everything that involves the individual job.
Right.
As a manager, we know how to develop talent. In a market like Albany, you better develop talent because most of the people here are raw they're skilled, but they could be better.
Right.
This isn't New York City where we have a pick of the people from the country.
Right.
So as a manager, we can develop, we can help market, we help with all the marketing tools such as portfolios, composites, headshots, resumes, and we also assist with development and training.
Right.
We can take brand new people and make them good. We can take good people and make them better. We can take better people and make them amazing. And then the third thing we do is we act as casting directors with our clients. When an advertising agency calls me, I can help them with the filtering process of narrowing it down so they see this. We don't do many cattle calls,
right,
which happens when you put a notice in the newspaper and 1,000 people show up.
Well, I've noticed that about you, is that you are not a big fan of sending out, like if somebody asks for, a 30-year-old, woman, you're not going to send them 10 different people.
No.
You feel like you have an idea of the right person for the right job.
I've been doing this a long time. I've been in the business 34 years. I've been doing casting since 1983. So I know that side, so I can usually get into a client's head. And we can narrow it down.
Right.
See, today's economy is difficult. You've got $4 gas.
Right.
And what we're trying to do is limit the amount of physical auditioning that's happening. And we're doing more stuff over the web.
Right.
We have a great website, and we're getting more and more clients booking straight off of the web, which is time savings for the client, and it's money savings for my actors and models. Also, at least 30% of the jobs we do come from outside of this region.
Okay.
So as a result, when somebody is from Dallas and they've got a job to do up in this region, they don't go on and call a bunch of individuals.
Right.
They go to agencies, and we've been successful at booking those kinds of jobs.
Something that probably nobody knows about, which is to me absolutely incredible, is that you have had 2 of your models who started with your agency on America's Next Top Model, the last 2 cycles. I mean, I guarantee you there is not another agency in this country that has had that happen out of a market this small. Please explain to me how that happened.
I don't think so. No, the first one was Laura Lafrotte.
Right.
Laura from Scotia. And she came in second. She did a fabulous job. Well, starting in the next show, August 24th, we've got a girl in there. I can't say her name.
Right.
Because the show hasn't aired yet, but we've got another one, and we may be the first agency in the country. So we're definitely going to be doing some promotions around it. We're very proud of both of them.
I mean, that's an absolutely incredible thing when you're just talking about, just literally, there must be tens of thousands of agencies, not only here, but also around the world. What do you look for when you are, do you literally walk up to people and say, hey, I think you could be a model, which obviously you have to be really careful with that because, then you might get hit with a purse or something
I
like
avoid that like the plague. I avoid it. I don't like to do it. It's, people take it the wrong way.
Right.
Now, women, this is a woman-dominated industry. Women agents can do it a lot easier than guys can. But you know what? The other thing I found is that I prefer people coming to me.
Okay.
Most of the people that are in our agency have come off of referrals. We have done very little advertising. Mm-hmm. Our own people are sending people to me.
Right.
And those are people that want to work, or they want to get better, and they come in trusting us from the start.
Right.
As opposed to, who are you guys and what is it you do and is this legitimate? Mm-hmm. I love that question. People call me on the phone and says, is this a legitimate agency? Well, what would an illegitimate agent say?
Exactly. It's like, no, we're not legitimate.
We're
here
just
to rob you of, everything,
One thing people, does it take some money to get started in this business? And typically, yeah, because you're starting a business.
Yeah.
Now, number one, you've got to probably pick up a little bit of training. You've got to have the proper promotional tools.
Right.
Now, if you can find somebody to train you for free,
right,
that's fine.
Right.
If you can find somebody to shoot you for free, we get a lot of that in, and most of that photography is crap.
Right.
So, and I have to tell them that, and they don't like to hear it. But the photography is important.
It's so little money to start with compared to if you just book a job. Mm-hmm. It's like it immediately pays for itself.
Well, when I got started in 1978, I paid $695 for a 10-week men's modeling class. We don't have anybody in my agency who spent anywhere near that.
Right.
So it's part of my job is to look out for my people, help save them some money. You want to talk about my musical too?
Oh yeah, I was just about to. Jeez. Well, no. Just the fact, James, that along with this, with the agency, that you also have written a number of musicals, and you just had a premiere of Middle School Madness, which is...
Yep, this is a poster for my musical, there we go, Middle School Madness. We just had the full production done at Mohawk Valley Community College Performing Arts Theater. We did 4 shows and got 4 standing ovations. Middle School Madness is a musical tour of the middle school experience.
Right.
We completely break down the fourth wall. The show is directed to the audience.
Right.
And the kids just did an absolutely fabulous job. It covers all the issues of what it's like going through middle school. And the kids said that they thought it blew High School Musical away.
Wow.
They love the music and the message. And it right now we've already been booked for November 1st to go back to Mohawk Valley Community College to do the show as part of their cultural series.
Okay.
And they're actually going to be busing kids in to see the show.
And you're also talking about possibly performing at Great Escape, right?
Great Escape,
Right.
yes. We're booked for Saturday, September 8th at 2 p.m. At Great Escape, we're going to do a smaller version of the show, but it'll really give you, and I definitely want to bring this musical to Albany. It's going to touch a lot of people. I've already gotten incredible results. So if out in the listening audience, we've got any middle school kids, any teachers, any school administrators that would like information on the musical, we'll be more than happy to get it to them.
Well, everybody thinks their kid or they have talent. How do you deal with the fact that maybe somebody is not right for what they think that they should be doing? What do you tell them?
Well, we give them a proper assessment of where we see their skill and potential. The thing about our business is this. Not every job requires a Hollywood skilled actor. You do movies. There's some scenes where all you need is somebody who can walk across.
Right.
And they're thrilled. So part of my job is when I'm looking at a new talent, trying to establish what type they are.
Right.
Because we book a lot of jobs by type. And then the second thing is skill level.
Right.
Where do I see they are now and where do I think they could go in the future?
Right.
And we help people go along those lines. We don't tell people they're going to be the next greatest star.
Right.
That's, can it happen? Yes. But that takes a lot of things. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of work, a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and it also takes luck. So I mean, our job is to give people the best advice and the best direction that we can possibly do.
So James, if somebody thinks that I'd like to try modeling, I'd like to get involved in Middle School Madness, I would like to maybe find out if I could be a talent in the area, where do they need to go? Well,
they can go to albanytalent.com on the web, thoroughly research our website, take a look at all our different divisions, the photography, the commercials, look at where it says contact us, look at our staff, working with me out of Kingston, because we also have a Kingston office.
Right.
We have an amazing place down there. And my associate working Kingston is Laura Shoemaker. Laura was a Vogue cover model in the 80s. She modeled for 10 years with Ford. So between her experience, I used to be a full-time working catalog model all through the Midwest. And I've been in the business.
Thanks for not bringing the underwear pictures with you this time,
Oh,
James. I know. You've got them in your pocket right now, but we really appreciate that because this is a family show.
I was one of the few catalog guys who wouldn't do it. I just told him right from the start, I'm too shy. I did one Long John's shot for Woolworths, and they teased me mercilessly. So and by the way, when you go to our website, you're going to see a very classy website. Mm-hmm. Very, very few swimwear.
Right.
We want to raise the standard here. Albany has not had the greatest reputation with models. Mm-hmm. And so we want to bring in a little bit more style, and we want to pursue catalog work.
Well, you'll get a kick out of this. I just did a job that you actually recommended to me. And the gentleman said, well, I'm not expecting much because you are from Albany. So you and we've got to break that opinion of people.
Well, here's the problem with everybody who works with Albany Talent. I've been to the top of the business. I discovered 5 Vogue cover girls as model scout. I'm a featured speaker at some of the biggest model actor conventions in the country. I know what good looks like.
Right.
So you can't tell me you're good if you're not.
Right.
And so it's part of my job is to try to take people from here to here. In the first 3 years, let me tell you, it was tough because there's the Smallbany image.
Right.
And it's been a challenge. It's been very humbling.
Well, but James, honestly, you're facilitating people's dreams, and I really appreciate that. That's why I wanted to have you on the show. I've known you, ever since I came to the area 3 years ago, and you've always done a great job of just bringing amazing people, to the forefront for what I do, and I appreciate you doing that.
Well, for people that don't know John as a filmmaker, he is incredible. Speaking right to the lens there, he's incredible. He does miracle work on small budgets, and it's an honor to work with him.
I appreciate that, James. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
This is it?
There you go. Yeah, well, more's coming.
Oh,
More
okay.
coming. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Well, thank you so much to have James Pentaudi here on the show. Check out Albany Talent. If you're interested in the arts, it's really the only place in town that you're going to, find, the kind of quality that you're looking for. All right.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.